Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and welcome inside our fan cave for the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. And you can give us a call on the Borders and Borders hotline at 412-575-2600. You heard Ken say right there, with enthusiasm, Chris Mueller is my co-host for tonight's show. Love having you on here, Chris. You always do a great job. I'm happy when I'm here on Mondays. I get to do the show with you.
Love seeing you on the other end of things, Richie. Love working with Pomp. Love the lead-in from Ken. And I can tell you what, folks, for the next 25 minutes, you've got Chris Mueller, not the other guy.
Or that Filipini guy.
I don't know what his name is. He's the other guy.
The other guy. All right, speaking of the other guys, the Steelers, only undefeated team left in the NFL. Right now, I just checked it, 3.5-point underdogs in Baltimore. Do you think this team maybe has a chip on their shoulder right now? They're viewed as that they don't have the target on their back. They're viewed no respect kind of view. You think that can help them?
Could it help them? I guess maybe. But the Rodney Dangerfieldism here, they're getting no respect. I don't think that's the case. I do think most people feel that they are one of the very best few teams in the NFL. It just so happens that the Ravens are also considered in that kind of rarefied air. And when you're going against a team that is probably, if you're both in the top 3 to top 5 teams in the league, and they're the home team with only one loss themselves to presumptively the best team in the league still, in some people's minds, the Chiefs, I think it makes sense. What I'm interested to see, though, in this game is how Robert Spillane, who looks like he's going to be okay after he decided to take on the wrecking ball one-on-one, and I guess he sort of won in the end. I want to see how he fares against that Ravens attack, because the Titans never really stressed him with play action like I thought they would, and Baltimore is absolutely going to do what they can to try to put him on an island. So I think 3.5 points, long story short here, Richie, is probably accurate as of right now, although the line has dropped about 2.5 points since it came out at about 6. So clearly people are betting that down, but I think it's accurate. I think Baltimore should be favored by a couple, but no more.
You know what? I did talk to your partner, the other guy, a little bit earlier today at 4 o'clock when we do that talk back at 4 o'clock on KDKA News about, the Steelers put together 6 straight quarters of really good football and then 2 quarters of not so good football. Do you think that's a wake-up call maybe going into this week? Or do you think they just took the foot off the gas pedal a little bit?
Well, I think it should be a wake-up call if it isn't. And judging by the way everybody, especially the defense, talked, although I thought they were a little better than the offense, obviously, against Tennessee, to be quite frank. The way most of the players on this team talked, I thought that they didn't feel like it was all that good. I thought Ben Roethlisberger was a little bit too defiant about some of the throws and the decisions he made into the first half, into the second half. I would like to see him be more, like he was the first 5 weeks, self-effacing, critical of himself when he plays a game that actually warrants it. Because I didn't really think he had a good game, and this was the first time we heard him say, hey, what's the big deal? We won. I would do it again. I'll throw it to Juju again in that situation. Didn't love that, but what they did should be a wake-up call. They're good enough. I think this is the big takeaway for people. They're good enough to play 30 good minutes against another pretty good team and still win the game, but that's not going to remain the case further down the road and into the postseason.
You know what? We might have touched this last night on the Showdown a little bit, but, do you feel like Juju maybe got in his ear a little bit? Because he did force a couple balls. He looked his way a couple times, and those resulted in interceptions or bad throws by Ben. It kind of reminded me of maybe the whole AB situation, but not so much, where Ben gets in that zone where he tries to force balls to a certain guy.
I actually don't think that Juju got into his ear. I think Juju pretty much is unimpeachable for what happened yesterday. I thought he was arguably their MVP, making some of those crucial catches to keep the chains moving and keep clock running. If Roethlisberger was going to force it to anybody yesterday based on the results he was getting, wouldn't it have been Deontay Johnson? I mean, and on the Juju play where Juju's being covered by a linebacker and 2 other defensive backs are converging, he has Deontay Johnson wide open underneath with probably, 5 yards of green? Who knows what he's going to turn that into? So, no, I actually don't think Juju got in his ear at all. I think Ben kind of wanted to prove a point about Juju.
All right, Chris, I want to talk a little bit baseball, but I want to go to a break first. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Get on the phone lines. 412-575-2600 is the number.